This is example 3.6.2. It says a rock is dropped from a cliff that it takes 4.5 seconds to hit the ground. What is the height of the cliff? Okay, so we are trying to figure out what the displacement of the rock is. And we know that the rock is dropped so that it will accelerate. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at our given. In this particular case, it says a rock is dropped. That tells us two things. It tells us the initial velocity is 0, and tells us that since it's on Earth, gravity is negative 9.8 meters per second squared. This also tells us that it takes 4.5 seconds for this to occur, and that we are trying to solve for the displacement. So this is what we don't have, the final velocity. So the equation that we have that does not have final velocity in it is delta D equals VIT plus 1/2 AT squared. And as you'll see a little bit later, this is the primary equation that we're going to use when we're talking about things that are dropped or things that are later on fired. But anything that generally moves in the y direction, this tends to be the equation that we use. So let's draw a picture of what we have. We have a rock that's dropped. Okay, we know it takes 4.5 seconds to hit the ground. We know that the acceleration is negative 9.8. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to figure out how far the rock moves down. However far the rock moves down, that's how tall the cliff will end up being. So we can say, okay, delta D equals VIT plus 1/2 AT squared, and that is the format that I want because it's in terms of delta D. So now I say equals 0T, the term's going to cancel out, plus 1/2 negative 9.8 4.5 squared. So now we can get our calculator out. We can say 0.5 times negative 9.8 times 4.5 squared, and you get negative 99.225. Okay, this is going to be in meters because that's what we have for distance. Okay, so we have negative 99.25, but our answer asks for how tall the cliff is. So that's assuming that we're measuring from the bottom up. This right here represents the rock falling. So really the correct answer in this case would be a positive 99.25 meters, measuring from the ground up how tall the cliff is. So one of those tricky things, you got to look and see what they're actually asking for.